Another phony cult song, and you got it all wrong. I don't want world domination. I'm just a squirrel is all, and I'm pointing at flaws. Society's a state of damnation. And the criminals walk as the idiots talk. Can't we all just burn them off for the world? Sad state of affairs when nobody cares. So sad to come from a squirrel. How could you be so stupid? Do you really think you know it all? I don't think so.
Headshots, baby. Headshots! I fucking love headshots!
What you're talking about is abortion. The men being white have nothing to do with anything. And lastly, it's not your body. You see, listen, there's another body forming inside of you. Most abortions occur around 12 to 13 weeks. By then, the fetus has a heartbeat, its vocal cords are developing, and its bones are developing as well. And yes, the fetus can feel pain as early as 8 weeks into the pregnancy. Does that still sound like your body?
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Headshots, baby. Headshots! I fucking love headshots!
Not all men don't have coochies, you transphobic bigot.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Headshots, baby. Headshots! I fucking love headshots!
That is actually bullshit. Not all straight guys are obsessed with lesbians. I myself, I don't really care. Like, let me put it like this. When I watch porn, chances are I'm not gonna look at a lesbian couple. Because I like to imagine that I'm the one that's, you know. But yeah, not all men. Actually, there are plenty of men that actually find that just as disgusting as two men doing it. You know, I worked with a lot of people that simply they didn't like it. You know, they simply they found it disgusting. So again, you're putting everyone in one group again. Well, that's not the truth. And those men that are obsessed with lesbians, well, I guess they just like to see two girls going at it. You know, maybe that's what turns them on. That's something individually. Some people like, I don't know, watching another girl eat shit. You know, two girls, one cup. There are actually guys that like that. That's something individual. Not everybody likes it.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Headshots, baby. Headshots! I fucking love headshots!
As a former boxer, I'm going to tell you exactly what it feels like. Receiving a full force liver punch and then moving the pain 8 inches south of the belly button, and you're pretty close. Getting hit in the junk doesn't last as long as having a kid. But hey, it evens out, I guess. You're in pain for 6 to 8 hours to get an epidural. We fall to the ground and look like a weeping infant.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Headshots, baby. Headshots! I fucking love headshots!
The men you hang out with most likely never try to be manly, probably because they think it's toxic.
We should ban all pill poppers from the skull. But aren't most people on drugs these days? For no reason whatsoever. This is true. Well, whatever.
I'm not. You are. What I'm afraid of is gender inequality, which is what feminists are actually pushing for. You want examples? In 2005, Swedish politician and co-founder of feminist initiative Gudrun Schyman proposed what the media called a man tax, which would have raised taxes for men in Sweden, basing it on the idea that all men should be held accountable for all man-on-woman violence. It should be noted that Schyman was convicted of tax evasion in 2004, a year before making this proposal. In 2010, women's group leaders in Israel have unanimously opposed changes to rape laws that would make it possible for women to be convicted of rape. They succeeded, and now women in Israel who commit sex acts on non-consenting adults or children who are not old enough to legally give informed consent are not actually charged with rape, and are instead charged with lesser crimes. In 2013, Indian feminists successfully pressured the Indian government to rewrite rape laws in such a way that only men could be charged with rape. In 2014, Jessica Valenti published an article in The Guardian advocating paying men less than women. In 2015, York University planned to hold an International Men's Day meant to highlight issues affecting men and boys, such as the high suicide rate, shorter life expectancy, and struggles faced in getting an education. It was cancelled after feminist students, staff, and alumni protested and held a petition to ban it, which received almost 200 signatures. To add insult to injury, Holly Baxter wrote a condescending article on independent.co.uk enlightening readers why we don't need an International Men's Day. You can claim the definition of feminism as advocating gender equality all you want, but actions speak louder than words. And it's really hard to believe that the feminist movement is really a movement for equality when you dismiss anyone who brings up men's issues as misogynists. You say all men are rapists, you try to ban men from certain places on college campuses, you actively fight against fathers' rights, undermine the presumption of innocence when it comes to rape accusations, and you deny statistics about male victims of domestic abuse, as well as protest and disrupt conferences about male suicide.
This is what men's rights look like! This is what men's rights look like! This is what men's rights look like!
All that said, why are you so afraid of gender equality?
We should ban all pill poppers from the skull. But aren't most people on drugs these days? For no reason whatsoever. This is true. Well, whatever.
The wage gap is simply the average earnings of men and women working full-time. It does not count for different job positions, hours worked, or different jobs. It has nothing to do with the same job. It has nothing to do with discrimination.
We should ban all pill poppers from the skull. But aren't most people on drugs these days? For no reason whatsoever. This is true. Well, whatever.
In what world does doing 76% of the work that a man does equal an entitlement to be paid the same thing that he's doing? When I was in the Army, I used to do this. Sometimes we'd you have different ability groups for runs, and I ran on one of the faster ones, but sometimes I wasn't feeling like really being an army of one that day. I wanted to be an army of communities. I would go run with the chicks, the slow group, and sometimes they would ask why I was running with them, and I was like, oh yeah, equal pay for equal work, huh? I didn't want to work hard today like you guys, so come on, let's go. They didn't like that.
We should ban all pill poppers from the skull. But aren't most people on drugs these days? For no reason whatsoever. This is true. Well, whatever.
Why is the number changing?
We should ban all pill poppers from the skull. But aren't most people on drugs these days? For no reason whatsoever. This is true. Well, whatever.
Motherfucker. God fucking damn it. Why couldn't we get through one fucking video without this wage gap bullshit? Look, ladies, you want to eliminate the wage gap? Stop having kids. Period. That's what causes it. It's not sexism or the patriarchy, it's women dropping out of the workforce to have families. Stop having kids, and the wage gap disappears within one generation. If you want men to be paid less so that women can be paid more in order to make up for women dropping out of the workforce to have children, then companies will stop hiring women. The laws of economics will win in the end, no matter how many laws you pass.
Why do women do that? I'm guessing low self-esteem. Better wipe her out before she devours the soul of a hard-working man.
Yeah, good for her.
Why do women do that, You're going to love me! I'm guessing low self-esteem. Better wipe her out before she devours the soul of a hard-working man.
Well, that depends, doesn't it? Context is a thing. Also, not true. A boss doesn't necessarily have to have opinions on anything.
Why do women do that, I'm guessing low self-esteem. Better wipe her out before she devours the soul of a hard-working man.
Because when I'm with my guy friends, we spare no expense, and we make jokes of every single race, every single gender, and every single demographic. You are no exception. And to be quite frankly, if you grew a set of balls and got a sense of humor, maybe you might not be so easy to target.
Why do women do that, I'm guessing low self-esteem. Better wipe her out before she devours the soul of a hard-working man.
So before you see what the answer is, I want to let you guys know that there's actually multiple answers. I could not pick just one. I was able to narrow it down to 5 initially, and in the interest of time, I'm going to force myself to choose 3. I'm going to go with the 2 of the 5 that have not yet made an appearance on this list, as well as the 1 of the 3 that, if we were to actually engage in an official debate with these feminists, this one would probably be the closest thing to a good argument. So, that being said, here they are, starting off with the 2 who have yet to make an appearance.
What? What privilege are you talking about? You live in the USA. You are Western, the most liberated and the most privileged woman on the planet. You can ruin man's life after crying. If you cry rape after a consensual sex, not to mention that you can just the courts are biased in your favor when it comes to child support and child custody.
Because it doesn't exist. Finally, somebody gave me one privilege that I have. I can take my shirt off in public. If I do that, people will pour bleach in their eyes, but legally a man can take his shirt off in public, a woman can't. Okay, you've got me there. Son of a bitch, I'm so privileged. Okay, Again, I ask, outside of the shirt taking off in public, and even then, in most places in public, men must have a shirt on as well, because no shirt, no shoes, no service is kind of still a standard in business today. Where the fuck am I privileged?
I just love how you boldly assert that I have privilege without backing up that assertion at all, and then proceed to talk down to me in this condescending tone like it's just so obvious it's such an unassailable argument. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person, but I guess being the same gender as Donald Trump does. To answer your question, it's because I don't have privilege. I really don't, but you do. I defy you to name one, just one, legal privilege that I have which you don't also have, because I can think of several you have which I don't have. Let me list 10. Women are almost always granted custody of children in a divorce by default unless the man can prove she is unfit to care for them. See Misrepresentation of Gender Bias Committee of Massachusetts Supreme Court by Mark B. Rosenthal. This is despite the fact that children are twice as likely to be abused by their mother than they are by their father, according to page 49 of Child Maltreatment 2013, published by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Women have more social safety nets designed for them, which is why they only make up 24% of the homeless population. This is in spite of the fact that 42% of homeless men are employed versus only 27% of homeless women. This is according to page 2 of Who is Homeless, published by the National Coalition for the Homeless, July 2009, and page 1 of Single Males, the Homeless Majority, published by Healing Hands in June 2001. Women get more lenient sentences for equivalent crimes. See Estimating Gender Disparities in Federal Criminal Cases by Sonia B. Starr, 2012. A woman could get a male coworker fired from his job simply by accusing him of sexual harassment even without proving it. It's so easy for a woman to get a man fired out of malice, and it happens so often that men are now starting to avoid women altogether in the workplace, refusing to mentor or help them. Kim Elsesser talks about this in her book Sex in the Office, 2015. In California, a woman can declare a man to be the father of her child and sue him for child support, and it's up to the man to prove that he isn't the father by taking a DNA test, and he only gets 30 days to do so. If he doesn't do it in that time, then a court can declare him responsible for the child, even if he proves he isn't the father later. A woman can sue a sperm donor for child support. A woman who gets pregnant with stolen sperm can sue the man she stole it from for child support. And before you argue that a man should keep it in his pants if he doesn't want to be a father, imagine if you heard a conservative Christian arguing against abortion by saying women should keep their legs together if they don't want to be mothers. I think you would lose your shit. A woman who gets pregnant by raping a man or an underage boy can sue him for child support. See Hermesman vs. Sayer. A woman can get an abortion in complete disregard for the wishes of the father. She doesn't even have to tell him she's seeking an abortion. A woman can also sue the father for child support if he wants nothing to do with the child. So basically, a woman can opt out of parenthood, but a man cannot. Domestic violence against women is actually taken seriously. Men are always presumed to be the aggressors in domestic violence cases, despite the fact that CDC statistics have found that more than 70% of non-reciprocated domestic violence is perpetuated by women. Even when a man is recognized as being a victim of abuse, he is almost always presumed to be at fault. People ask, what did he do to piss her off? So let me pose a question to you. Why are you so afraid of recognizing your privilege? It doesn't mean you are a bad person, just recognize it and do something about it. Or don't. I already know you won't.
I've said it before. You're all dumb as a doornail. You never see it, so I have to repeat. You're all dumb as a doornail. I'll say it again, you're all stupid. I'll say it again, you're all fucking dumb. I'll say it again, how could you be so fucking stupid? I'll say it again, you fat bastard. I'll say it again, don't you know anything? I'll say it again, go fuck yourself when the credits come on. I'll say it again, go straight to hell. I'll say it again, you're all a bunch of assholes. I'll say it again, you all fucking suck. I'll say it again, yeah, I'm repeating myself. I'll say it again, why don't you just go kill yourself? I'll say it again. I'll say it again, y'all need to die in your sleep. I'll say it again, y'all need to be hit by a car. I'll say it again, can you stop being stupid for 5 minutes? I'll say it again, no I won't.